Good evening, everyone. It's now 8 o'clock, and we're going to start the meeting. Would you please stand for the pledge? Effective September 1st, 1991, Chapter 9 of the Laws of 1991 requires that we inform persons other than students who attend meetings within a school of the proper procedures to evacuate a building in an orderly and timely manner in the event of a fire emergency. If you must evacuate this room because of an emergency, there are 2 exits that may be used. Both have a sign above the door. One exit is to the left, and the other is directly behind the dais. I'd like to compliment the clinic's Ms. Acevedo and the staff for the excellent condition we find the school. The Board of Education accepts the minutes of the Board of Education meetings held November 10th and November 18th as detailed in the Friday mailing. Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Dereska. Are there any questions or comments or corrections? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The Board of Education acknowledges the receipt of the Treasurer's Report for the month of October 2015 as detailed in the Friday mailing. Moved by Mrs. O'Hagan.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Dereska. Are there any questions or comments on this item? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. At this time, I will turn over the mic to the superintendent.
Good evening, everybody. So I'm going to forego my superintendent's report, except to tell you one thing, and that is that the federal government did pass the ESEA legislation today. It's expected to be on the president's desk, and he's expected to sign it. It is very long, but in a nutshell, what it basically says is that the federal government is relinquishing some of the rights and practices that it's done in the last few years and relinquishing it back to the state. So our next chapter in this latest history of education is to watch now what the state does with regard to things like Common Core and APPR and all of those chapters in the most recent history of education. So when you hear that on the news, you know what they're talking about. So keep your eye out for that. Tonight, I'm going to share with you a State of the District report. And I believe that what you'll hear is very encouraging. Normally, I don't read off a speech, but there's so much to tell you that I decided to formalize it, so bear with me. What constitutes a great education? It takes bold vision to prepare students for a world that is ever-changing, and in most cases will require a set of skills to be successful that has not yet been defined. It takes patience, courage, and yes, some level of audacity. The theme for this year and many years to come into the future is excellence. We strive for an ethic of excellence. To that end, the discussion of what that means, how it manifests itself, and what it looks like in terms of student work and learning is present in every school building. After a group read of the book An Ethic of Excellence by Ron Berger, our staff has been inspired to reach for excellence in everything they do and expect from our children. This will take some time to achieve at the mastery level, but the work that is present in our classrooms today is remarkable. Remember, we are planning learning and success for our kindergartners who will graduate in 2028. Yes, 2028. How are you planning your success for 13 years from now? You see that this is no easy task, but one that we take seriously and believe that if we plan for excellence every day, it is one that we can achieve. How does one go about planning for an unpredictable future? What are the qualities necessary for success? Based on years of research, critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, innovation, and collaboration top the list. Of course, the basics of literacy and numeracy are given. So what do we do as the Baldwin School District currently and moving into the future to assure success of all of our students? 1, all students should be provided with sound instruction in the basics. All students must be competent readers, writers, and mathematicians. They should achieve mastery in critical thinking and problem-solving strategies and should be good communicators. 2, all students should have the opportunity to take at least one college course, either through advanced placement or a college-level high school course. 3, all students should partake in a career academy and/or senior internship experience. And 4, students should be healthy, socially and emotionally, and have opportunities to become well-rounded citizens. And here come some of our well-rounded citizens now. To achieve this, we continue as a school community to develop programs that align with this vision. Baldwin school culture values autonomy and equality. So not every school in the district is doing the same thing, but overall, every school is doing something, and every school is moving forward toward excellence. It would be impossible to list every initiative and advancement in progress over the past 15 months, so I'll highlight some of the most interesting and those with the greatest impact. First, new teacher professional development program. We're providing professional development for all new teachers and administrators that emphasize 5 pillars of instruction: teaching for understanding, understanding by design, social emotional learning, integration of technology, and constructivist and inquiry-based techniques. Over time, these pillars will drive instruction in their classrooms, making learning meaningful, engaging, and allowing for deeper understanding of content. That is 21st century learning. Academics. All academics have been aligned to the Common Core. In addition, we introduced several models of instruction that improve student-to-teacher ratios and the ability to differentiate and provide instruction appropriate to the learning needs of our students. 2 of these models are Co-Teach and RTI models of instruction. Professional development is being provided to our teachers on both. The feedback so far has been enormously positive. We constantly assess both the teaching model and the learning going on in classrooms and adjust where necessary. It has been so successful and properly implemented that we are being asked by other districts to share our expertise and models of implementation. Professional development has been provided to administrators, and they in turn are sharing these methodologies with teachers during faculty and department meeting time. Through these methods, teachers are making learning social, engaging students in instruction, and going more deeply into content. Some examples of those methods includes gallery walks, turn and talks, and various thinking strategies to make thinking visible. Baldwin has been a member of LICE, short for Long Island Consortium for Excellence and Equity. LICE is an evolving collaborative of 17 regional school districts in Nassau and Western Suffolk counties that have committed to learn and work together to support and nurture school life, nurture the school and life successes of all their students. The consortium created an important venue where our team participated in collective thinking about policy, research and practice, thinking and action that enhances all of our students' academic achievement, access to high-level educational learning opportunities, and equity attainment. The themes discussed included perceived bias, cultural literacy for classroom instruction, student of language gaps, the effects of culturally responsive education, high impact versus low impact community, and parent engagement. The information presented during LICE workshops are shared with the broader Baldwin school community during staff development and faculty meeting times. At the elementary level, we implemented the Go Math series, which is aligned to Common Core. Our teachers have received training, and we are starting to see the evidence of growth in our students. Students are familiar with the vocabulary and methodologies associated with math and solving of math problems. We are going deep into our writing this year with a renewed commitment to Writer's Workshop. No longer are students using writing prompts. Instead, they understand the craft and are both creative and technically correct in their writing. Finally, at the elementary level, we are very committed to bringing creativity and innovation back to our classrooms. It takes a different form in each building, but it includes we are teaching visual thinking strategies through the arts and visitations to Nassau County Museum of Art. We have artist workshops and residences at each elementary school, which include integrated units such as music and history, music and science, drama and literacy, and cultural exchange. Social studies enrichment takes the form of visits to Hofstra University Museum and the Baldwin Historical Society. Students have been equipped with cameras so they can document their experiences and report back in creative ways. Several classes are working on classroom interviews. From the book called Classroom Interviews by Paula Rogovin, what students can learn from the interview is far beyond the reach of any textbook. Students who might previously have seen teachers and books as the only valid sources of information will enlarge their perspectives, seeking the experience of family members, neighbors, peers, and people from all walks of life. When children know their own history and culture, they develop self-esteem. When they understand the history and culture of others, prejudice can be reduced. The interview is the way of saying, I want to learn from you. Let's stop our busy lives for a moment and rejoice in that learning. Science has taken on a whole new look in Baldwin. Students are getting their hands dirty through hands-on experiences. Our students are visiting the Clark Botanic Garden, Marine Nature Study Center, the Long Island Children's Museum, and the Long Island Science Museum. They are integrating literacy through science study and using digital microscopes to question and inquire. Some of the units they have embarked on are tree, soil, and water studies and pollination. They also have animals in a lot of classrooms that they want me to hold, and it is not happening. We are working on developing units of study where our students learn about science through working gardens. At the secondary level, there are equally interesting and innovative things taking place. Our Law and Government Academy was restructured to begin in 9th grade, allowing incoming freshmen to experience the law program with an Introduction to Law class. In addition, our students will have the opportunity to be part of a new mock trial team. For the first time at Baldwin High School, 9th grade honor students have the opportunity to take advanced placement world history as part of a 2-year sequence that will continue into 10th grade. 7th and 8th grade students now have an opportunity to participate in learning activities that model the advanced placement courses and college level courses at the high school in preparation for a successful transition to high school. We have a whole host of new academies at the grade 8 level. Our pre-academy program includes academies in robotics, science research, theater improvisation, Odyssey of the Mind, journalism, speech and debate, public speaking, design and architecture, sculpture, video production, business and stock market, and computer coding. To give you an example of what's happening, the computer coding course was a collaboration between the Baldwin Civic Association, Hofstra University, and Baldwin School District. The devices that we're using cost the district nothing. It was through a grant through Hofstra University. This right here costs $20. There is now a $5 version of this, and it is a full-fledged computer. You hook a monitor and a keyboard, and it is a full computer. And you could plug a TV into it as a monitor. $20. We began the planning of a new media academy, which will begin the fall of 2016. This is a joint venture with Molloy College. There'll be more information on this program shortly. This past week, we had a ribbon-cutting ceremony for our brand new state-of-the-art TV studio. On hand for the opening, among others, was John Rubin, Executive Director of Education for WLIW, WNET, and NJTV. Dr. Drew Bogner, President of Molloy College, Laura Curran, Nassau County Legislator, U.S. Congresswoman Kathleen Rice, and Debbie Puglisi representing Erin King Sweeney. The studio is already the gem of Nassau County, with other districts already making inquiries. We have enhanced our award-winning academy program by aligning the courses by grade level and making sure that there is a real-life component to each. This year, we introduced a bridge program that was designed to help the student who had not always been successful in the middle school. Included in the program is an improvisation class where students learn theater. Students in more than 9 classes in our district were partnered with college juniors on their vicarious voyages. Those students traveled to Japan, China, Vietnam, Singapore, Burma, India, Mauritius, South Africa, Namibia, Morocco, and England. Not or England, and England. The college juniors went to all of those places, and our kids followed them. Our kids were communicating through text and pictures via email to learn about the countries they were visiting, including culture, food, and history. Our college's acceptances. Our college acceptance list is 6 very small font pages long. I'm going to read you just a few of them, and I'm going to remove all the local colleges. Some of the acceptances were to Binghamton, Boston University, UCLA, UC Berkeley, Carnegie Mellon, Columbia, CUNY Macaulay Honors College, Emory, George Mason, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, NYU, Oberlin, Princeton, Syracuse, Ohio State, Villanova, Boston College, Brandeis, University of Miami, University of Chicago, Cornell, Dartmouth, University of Florida, all of the SUNY schools, Howard, Lehigh, UNC, University of Pennsylvania, Spelman College, Temple University, Towson, and Yale. Those are accepted. Those are not applied to. Our special education department, well represented here tonight, continued to expand their K-12 co-teaching model with new co-teaching classes in English 2 and geometry. The department also piloted student-directed CSE meetings in which students were given the opportunity not only to be part of educational decisions made at CSE, but also to direct the process. Students from elementary to middle to high school reported feeling empowered by the process and felt a sense of ownership over their education that they had never had before. The Life Skills program continued to expand vocational opportunities for students in the community with job training placements in local businesses. In addition, our Life Skills students at the high school participated in the Challenger basketball program. Students and staff excitedly filled the stands. I was there, that is true, to cheer on and support our students. Phys Ed, Health, and Athletics, we continue to offer many opportunities for our kids in athletics. 30% of our teams qualified for postseason, with 4 teams making Nassau County Championship games and 2 winning the Nassau County Championships. And that last year, that was our boys and girls basketball team. Individually, athletes received numerous county-wide and statewide honors. The high school health teachers coordinated and supervised the newly established Student Wellness Council. The district also developed and instituted a new district-wide health wellness policy. We continue to offer stellar opportunities for our children in fine and performing arts through courses, concerts, NYSSMA, and performances. Some of our new courses at the high school include college-level Spanish, college-level Italian, college-level French, college calculus, advanced placement art history, vocal ensemble, engineering, CAD 3D, radiology, anatomy and physiology 2, college-level psychology, college-level sociology, college-level public affairs, and financial literacy. One of our LICE workshops was focused on making available high-achieving programs for all students. To that end, we are currently examining a program called AVID for middle school to bring an enriched pre-AP program, which is a hands-on, critically based program to our middle school students. Under community relations and partnerships, we promised the community that within 3 to 5 years, people would be coming to Baldwin to see the amazing work that's happening here. Well, I'm proud to say tonight that we've exceeded what we thought would be a 3 to 5 year wait. We've already had visitors from, we've had Bob Jarvis from University of Pennsylvania, Mr. Roger Tillis, who's a New York State Regent, Dr. Drew Bogner, president of Malloy College, Town of Hempstead Councilwoman Erin King Sweeney, Laura Curran, Nassau County legislator, and Mrs. Matilda Cuomo, Governor Cuomo's mother. Intermediate School 223 in Brooklyn is coming to visit Baldwin because of our co-teach model program. They have heard about us. They want to see what we're doing. Dr. Seniak and Dr. Boulder were asked to be on an advisory board for a new doctorate in educational leadership for diverse learning communities at Malloy College. I was asked to be on the Malloy Council for the accreditation of educator preparation in their search for national certification of their teacher education programs. Baldwin has been asked to be one of 4 districts to present at Promising Practices to the LICE Consortium. Our community coalition continues to do the work of bringing many of the community groups in Baldwin together to facilitate conversations of how to make Baldwin great. We have reformatted our community input night where the input of the community is taken seriously. It's done in a way that everybody has a voice, and it's being used as part of an action plan that we are just about done putting together. A traffic study was done. My understanding is that for greater than 25 years, we've been trying to do something about the traffic situation on Grand Avenue. And I'm proud to say that in less than 2-month period of time, we have now been designated a school safety zone on both Grand Avenue and Brookside Avenue, which is allowing the speed limit to go down to 20 miles an hour. That took more than 25 years for people kind of hounding about it, and we've accomplished that in less than 2 months. The proposal is right now up in Albany, and we expect that to be approved, and then we can start seeing actual changes on Grand Avenue. We've reintroduced the continuing education program. It's doing very well. I've seen the yoga classes and the Zumba classes, and they look like they're having fun. I'm not joining, but they look like they're having fun. In terms of finances, our food service department introduced a hot lunch program and a hot breakfast program. Both are doing well, need a little bit of tweaking, but really doing very well as it's right out of the gate. In terms of budget and finances, Schubert and Milburn are both rented. Milburn is completely rented. Schubert is half rented at this point. We did recognize savings from a study that we did in transportation last year. This year we see, based on the work that we did last year, $500,000 worth of savings. Unfortunately, other areas cost us more, and so there won't necessarily be a net savings, but because of that work, there was a reduction of $500,000 in transportation. We've managed to pass our budgets, even staying within the tax cap. Our auditing reports have been stellar, and all of the things that I talked about before were done being fiscally responsible with no reductions in program. To increase the diversity of our candidates applying for positions in our district, we have reached out to local colleges including Bank Street, Brooklyn, Columbia Teachers College, Hunter, Malloy, St. John's, Stony Brook, Old Westbury, and Thoreau. The contact person at each of these colleges has agreed to post Baldwin's vacancies and assist us in increasing the diversity in the pool of candidates applying for teaching and administrative positions. In addition to the hiring process this year, we've hosted a series of substitute teacher job fairs dedicated to increasing the pool of per diem substitute teachers. In terms of public relations and marketing, this year and last year, we hosted open houses at both our middle school and high school during the school day so that our parents know that our schools are safe. They came in, they saw passing, they saw locker rooms, they saw everything they needed to see to know that we have probably the best student body in all of Nassau and Suffolk County. Last year, I formed a Superintendent's Advisory Council, which is continuing this year. Those are high school students who I meet with on a monthly basis. You've heard me say this a million times before. Our students are amazing. They're honest, they're open, they provide incredible feedback, and we've made a lot of changes based on our students' suggestions, and that will continue. One of our gems for this year is our new website and the app that goes with it. I am sad to say that I still have only 12 followers. One of them is me, one of them is Joel, one of them is Karen. You know, if you're really having a slow night and you go up on the website and subscribe, you'll make me feel better, if nothing else. But our website is unique and beautiful and informative, and it will take some time getting used to, but it really stands out from any other K-12 website that you'll ever see. To continue to honor Baldwin traditions that are deeply rooted in the culture, we still have, in recognition of excellence, school-to-career programs, the mentor program, shadow days, intramural night, sports night, blue and gold night, Unity Day, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration, Athletes Helping Athletes, Multicultural Week at the middle school, Multi-Faith Forum at the high school, Spark Challenges, and Saturday Night Alive. Baldwin is a school district of excellence. Our students are among the most talented academically and socially. We have committed staff who go above and beyond for our children and are deeply invested in their success. We have a community that is proud of its inclusiveness. We are not perfect, but we pride ourselves in being the community the world wants to be. Let's stand together as we pierce through the ceiling of success and show the world what a school district of excellence truly is. We are a national model. Remember, we are innovative, we are inclusive, we are involved, we are Baldwin.
Thank you, Dr. Cammie. Does anyone on the board have any questions for Dr. Cammie regarding her report? Okay, I'll give her back. Did you have one? Okay, no, I'm going to give her back to Mike because she's going to introduce our next presentation.
So next up we have in the back 3 rows, the thing that we ask people never to do, our special ed department under the leadership of Dr. Ed Murphy. So Dr. Murphy. Oh, look, the last 3 rows are empty.
That's preferential seating. That was an obnoxious sound. Sorry about that. Good evening. I am Dr. Edward Murphy, Director of Pupil Services, and we are very excited, all of us, to be here tonight to showcase the various special education and pupil services programs offered to the Baldwin School District residents, along with effective teaching practices commonly used. In addition, our presentation will also provide you with data on various aspects of Baldwin's special education programs and services. Before we get into the heart of our presentation, I would like to acknowledge the exceptional group of special education and pupil services professionals who have put their hearts into this presentation by working cooperatively and efficiently in preparing tonight's presentation. Dr. Barbara Brown, Lisa Damiano, Kim DeMarco, Lori Dunn, Lisa Garafo, Megan Cargman, who could not be here tonight, but she provided information in the presentation, Dr. Robin Murray, Ms. Michelle Palmer, who also could not be here tonight, Sherry Snow, Rebecca Watts, Jerry Weinstein, Ariel Yadiger, and Sharice Young. Up on the screen is an overview of the various programs and services we have in Baldwin. We will take you through these programs and services and provide you with information regarding each. So, without further ado, to discuss our resource room program, I would like to introduce Ms. Lisa Garafo.
Good evening. The Resource Room program is supplemental in nature. It is designed to assist students in the remediation of skill deficits, teach compensatory skills and strategies for students to more effectively handle assignments from their general education classes. Students learn how to manage and organize their time, prioritize goals, learn appropriate study skill habits, and receive academic reinforcement. Individual needs are supported in the resource room as defined by the student's IEP, which is their individual education program. Teachers in the resource room design all instruction to meet the specific needs of the students they service to maximize their learning potential. And now please welcome Mrs. Jerry Weinstein and Ms. Ariel Yadigar.
Good evening. Integrated co-teaching services refer to the provision of specially designed academic instruction provided to a group of students with disabilities and non-disabled peers. School personnel assigned to each class minimally needs to include a special education teacher and a general education teacher. Baldwin has expanded the integrated co-teaching program. Integrated co-teaching is now occurring at each level. Meadow has co-teaching available for grades 1 through 5. In this model of co-teaching, a special education teacher is assigned to general education class for half of the school day. At Baldwin Middle School, we have a co-teaching in all 3 grades. For each of the core classes, students are taught by a general education content specialist and a certified special education teacher, who is also specialized in the content area as well. The high school has integrated co-teaching for several years in the science and social studies departments. Over the past few years, we have expanded to co-teaching into English and math classes as well.
The hallmark of effective integrated co-teaching classes is the relationship formed between the general education teacher and the special education teacher. The two teachers work closely to plan and execute differentiated lessons. The purpose of an integrated co-teaching program is to include students who would have been in a 15-1 special class with their non-disabled peers, and to differentiate lessons using various co-teaching models of instruction to ensure all students grasp the big idea of the lesson. The advantage of having two teachers presenting a lesson improves the quality of education for both the general education students and the special education students in the classroom. To support this expanding endeavor, a co-teaching consultant meets with teaching teams to discuss ways to implement new lessons and provide strategies to enhance the quality of the team teaching. The consults recently shared with us that many of our co-teaching classes would serve as an excellent model for other programs and districts to visit. We are obviously very proud of the growth we have made. And now I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Kim DeMarco, Ms. Sherry Snow, and Ms. Lisa Damiano.
The 15-1 special class program is currently offered at Meadow and Plaza Elementary Schools and the Baldwin Middle and High Schools. Each class consists of 15 students with disabilities, and many classes are supplemented with a teacher aide. The Common Core curriculum is taught and parallels the general education classroom. Students are held to the same New York State standards as their non-disabled peers and are required to participate in district and state-mandated testing programs. The students who are typically recommended to participate in 15-1 program would be students who have a variety of learning, language, social, emotional difficulties, and have significantly an impact upon their ability to achieve learning standards and progress in the general education classroom. At Meadow and Plaza Elementary Schools, the students are assigned to one special education teacher for all academic instruction, but as appropriate, may be mainstreamed for general education classes to address social and emotional needs. All students are mainstreamed for lunch and recess. This year at Meadow School, there are 5 15-1 classes, and at Plaza there are 3. In the 15-1 classroom, students are exposed to the Common Core grade level curriculum standards. Specially designed instruction is scaffolded to help students perform grade level skills to the best of their capability. Classrooms are also designed with behavioral management systems for both the whole class as well as the individual student if needed.
There are countless strategies to ensure students have an opportunity for success. A myriad of techniques is developed and used to address the unique needs of our students. These strategies are typically linked to instructional modifications, the use of assistive technology, and computer-based instruction. Some of the programs and strategies that are utilized throughout instruction are Go Math, Touch Math, Wilson, Foundations, Edmark, and a balanced literacy approach in the Readers and Writers Workshop. Instruction is differentiated to meet the individual needs of each student. The curriculum is taught through a multi-sensory approach and is a language-based classroom. Data is collected and analyzed to assist with instructional decisions. Students also work on individual education goals, which are taught in isolation and are generalized throughout the curriculum during the school day. At the elementary level, each classroom is provided a teaching assistant for half a day. The role of the assistant is to help with implementing the curriculum within a multi-grade level class, as well as to help differentiate instruction. A reading teacher pushes into or pulls out of each classroom in order to provide small group literacy instruction. In the kindergarten classes, an occupational therapist pushes in 2 times per week in order to assist with fine motor development.
At the middle school and high school, students are recommended to 15-1 classes based upon their needs and abilities. At the middle school, 15-1 classes are available in the core classes of English, Math, Social Studies, and Science, while at the high school, these classes are available for English and Math. Students are mainstreamed for all elective classes. At the middle school level, the English periods are double periods, with the second period addressing literacy. Each class is also provided with a teaching assistant to assist in implementing the curriculum and differentiate instruction. Students in the 15-1 classes at the high school are working toward a Regents diploma. I would like to now introduce to you Ms. Rebecca Watts, who will speak to you about Baldwin's K-12 811 program.
Good evening. The 811 Life Skills program is currently housed at Meadow Elementary School, Baldwin Middle School, and Baldwin High School. The program currently educates 94 students. The K-12 Life Skills program is designed to ensure that our students with severe cognitive and developmental disabilities develop the daily living skills they need to function successfully at school, home, and in the community. The main goal of the program is to develop the students' independence with a focus on functional academics and activities of daily living skills. Assessments are done through data collection, work samples, and performance during their work experience. Students' IEP goals are met through differentiated instructional techniques, included but not limited to group instruction in the form of small group lessons based on thematic units, social skill development, and activities of daily living, one-to-one discrete trial instruction adhering to the principles of applied behavior analysis, dyad and triad small group instruction, and data collection with classroom teachers and/or teacher aides. Independent task completions which students are required to follow a visual or written schedule. Math skills, fluency, number sense, and computation skills are acquired through a variety of multi-sensory-based approaches. All instructional techniques used throughout the 811 program use consistent data collection procedures to monitor student progress, as well as evaluate and modify instruction. At the higher levels, employment readiness and job training are incorporated on a daily basis. Opportunities are provided for students to work in-house, such as in the school store and recycling, as well as in the community at various job sites, including Applebee's, the Home Depot, and Mercy Hospital. Level 1 and Level 2 vocational assessments are administered to determine the students' individual areas of interest. The teachers assigned to this program also assist the students and their parents with the transition process by providing them with resources and strategies to assist them. The graph on this slide provides a picture of how the 811 Life Skills program has grown over the years. The growth can be explained by understanding that students with severe cognitive and developmental disabilities often remain in school until they are 21 years of age. It is also important to note that in years past, students with this level of need typically attended special education programs outside of the district. We are proud to be educators within the 811 Life Skills program, and we look forward to continuing to collaborate and advocate with the families to ensure that our students are provided with a competitive education to meet their individual needs and to strive for independence. And now please welcome Ms. Lori Dunn.
The Language, Speech, and Hearing Program, commonly known as LSH, is designed for K through 12 and ungraded students with language disabilities that impact their ability to achieve academically and socially. Language intervention is provided in order to help students improve their listening, speaking, reading, writing, and social language skills. The LSH program provides direct, small group, and/or individualized instruction based on each student's individual needs and in conjunction with the student's IEP. The speech pathologist is an active member of the response to intervention team and provides both classroom strategies and strategies for language development at home. I would like to now introduce Dr. Robin Murray.
Good evening. The clinical department consists of 13 psychologists and 7 social workers. Counseling services are provided by either the building psychologist or the school social worker. Counseling services are educationally based and are provided to students with or without individualized education programs. Counseling services are rendered either individually or in a group or both. Psychologists provide counseling, testing, crisis intervention, and consultation to parents and/or teaching staff. Psychologists chair Committee on Special Education meetings and participate in RTI teams, child find teams, child study teams in their schools. Psychologists also perform intellectual, educational, and personality testing. Psychologists write behavior intervention plans and help to support their students socially and emotionally. Our school psychologists work closely with community-based organizations and social services to make sure our students' needs are met. The school psychology internship program currently trains 6 interns, externs, and practicum students from Fordham University, Yeshiva University, Adelphi University, and Queens College. This year, we also have the opportunity to train a social work intern, and she's from Adelphi University. Of the 7 full-time school social workers, 2 are in Baldwin High School, 2 are in the middle school, 3 are divided among 5 elementary buildings and the district office. All of the district social workers are either New York State licensed clinical social workers with additional certification in school social work. Social workers are responsible for mandated counseling services as per the IEP, as well as non-mandated ongoing counseling and crisis intervention. Social workers also participate in Committee on Special Education meetings, RTI meetings, Child Find Team meetings, Child Study teams, and crisis teams in their schools. The social worker is also available as a resource to both students and families. They are all trained to maintain and enhance the well-being of the students and their families through assessment, diagnosis, treatment, development, and implementation of treatment-based interventions. Social workers are the liaison to the school, home, and community and ensure collaboration and communication to assist students in meeting their academic and emotional needs. Social workers also engage in building-level projects geared toward individual building goals. Social workers are also responsible for overseeing the needs and providing outreach to families covered under McKinney-Vento Act and students who are in the free and reduced lunch program within the Baldwin community. Now, please help me welcome Dr. Barbara Brown.
Good evening. Occupational therapy provides services to students whose disabilities prevent them from performing average fine motor functioning relative to school-related tasks. The occupational therapist typically focuses on increasing strength and quality of upper extremities necessary for handwriting, modulating a student's sensory responses, developing activities of daily living such as hand washing, and providing adaptive equipment such as pencil grips and slant boards. Physical therapy is provided to students with disabilities, which often prohibit them from navigating a school building safely. Physical therapists work towards improving muscle strength and endurance. Hearing services are provided to direct specialized instruction to school-age children with severe hearing disabilities. Specialized instruction in speech, reading, and auditory training are provided by a teacher of the deaf and hearing impaired. The main focus is to get our students to learn to advocate for themselves and their hearing loss. Collaboration with classroom teachers is key to hearing services to make sure that our students stay on pace with the rest of the class. The classroom teachers are excellent about wearing the FM systems, clarifying instructions, and repeating information when necessary in order to ensure the success of all students. Vision services. They're provided to students with visual impairments. Vision services provide instruction in reading and writing Braille, teaching Nemeth code, which is the Braille math code, translating worksheets, tests, and articles from print to Braille using a Braille embosser, providing tactile graphics where appropriate, and acquiring and implementing a variety of assistive technology. Orientation and mobility is typically provided to students with visual impairments. Orientation is knowing where you are, and mobility is the ability to get to where you want to go. Orientation and mobility targets the skills necessary for travel safely and independently in any environment. Orientation and mobility will be different for each student as the instruction is tailored to meet their unique needs. I would like to introduce now Mrs. Sharice Young.
The graph shows the percentage of students in the Baldwin School District who are classified as having an educational disability. The classification rate or percentage of children with disabilities in New York State was 17% during the 2014-2015 school year. Baldwin's special education classification rate is below the state statistic. The most recent state data from 2014 and 15 school year indicates 16% of Baldwin's student population was classified. Out of 4,686 students, 757 school-age students received special education services that academic year. The slide you're currently looking at has been updated, so this is the new slide. New entrants. The graph displays the number of new entrants that are classified as students with disabilities prior to entering the Baldwin School District. Upon completion of the registration process, the parent of a new entrant with an individualized education program meets with me to sign an interim agreement. This agreement allows the Baldwin Union Free School District's Committee on Special Education to obtain consent so that prior school district records may be released to us. These records may include IEPs, special education testing, etc. During this informal meeting, I also review the student's current IEP from the prior school district, request consent to conduct a reevaluation if necessary, and implement special education program and/or related services pending a formal Committee on Special Education meeting. As of December 1st, 41 students with disabilities have entered the Baldwin School District. As of this morning, we now have 44 new entrants. Unfortunately, we are unable to predict the amount or level of service of the new entrants we receive each year, which has a direct impact on our special education staffing and budget.
To receive special education services, students must meet the criteria of one of 13 different disabilities or classifications outlined under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. This chart outlines our students with disabilities in 6 of the 13 classification areas. The majority of our students in Baldwin are classified with a speech or language impairment. Many elementary students with disabilities often first show areas of weakness in expressive and receptive language. As cognitive and academic skills develop through late elementary and middle school, many students initially classified with speech or language impairment meet the criteria for a specific learning disability, which is our second highest classification category. The third highest category is other health impairment. These are students who have chronic or acute health problems that adversely affect their educational performance. Examples are students with diagnosis of attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, diabetes, epilepsy, heart conditions, or sickle cell anemia. The fourth and fifth ranked categories are students with multiple disabilities and those diagnosed with autism. The sixth category, emotional disturbance, contains students who suffer from significant mental health issues such as depression or anxiety that adversely affects their educational performance. The other 7 disabilities, the 7 disability categories were not included on this chart due to their low incidence rates in Baldwin School District.
This graph provided to you displays the percent of students with disabilities who graduate with a high school diploma, Regents, or local diploma. The cohort is determined by the year the student enters 9th grade, or for ungraded students with disabilities, within 4 years of becoming 17 years of age. You will notice that there are 2 bars for each cohort. The bar on the left is the graduation rate after 4 years, while the bar on the right is after 5. Students with disabilities often need additional time to meet the rigorous graduation requirements. Therefore, we are seeing an increase in the graduation rate when students remain in high school past the 4th year. The state graduation rate for all students, both disabled and non-disabled, was 76% for the 2009 cohort. The 4-year state graduation rate for students with disabilities for the 2009 cohort was 49%, while the 5-year state graduation rate was 50%. As you can see, Baldwin has exceeded the state rate and will strive to improve programs and instructional techniques to continue to see the number of graduates with disabilities rise.
New York State provides various pathways for students with disabilities to leave high school, college, and career ready. There are 4 options for students with disabilities: a Regents diploma, a local diploma, a CDOS credential, or a Skills and Achievement Commencement credential. The Regents diploma is awarded to any student that passes 5 or more Regents examinations. Students can achieve a Regents diploma with advanced distinction or with honors based on number and scores of the Regents exam. Students can achieve a Regents diploma with technical endorsement if they attend an approved BOCES or Career Technical Education or CTE program. A local diploma can be awarded only to students with disabilities who achieve a score of 55 to 64 on their Regents exam. This is a certified high school diploma that will allow students to attend college or join the military. As of 2013-2014 school year, students with disabilities are eligible to receive a Career Development and Occupational Skills Credential, also known as the CDAS, Commencement Credential. This credential will recognize each individual student's preparation and skills for post-school employment. Most students with disabilities will be able to graduate with the New York State CDAS Commencement Credential as a supplement to their regular diploma, meaning either a Regents diploma or a local diploma. Students who are unable to earn a regular diploma may leave high school with just the New York CDAS. To the students only being the student's only existing credential, provided they meet the requirements for the awarded credential. Along with the CDAS credential, in 2013-2014 school year, the New York State Individualized Education Program, IEP diploma, was replaced with a Skills and Achievement Commencement Credential for students with severe disabilities who take the New York State Alternate Assessment. At Baldwin, these students are currently in our 811 program. The Skills and Achievement Commencement Credential provided these students who are exiting school after attending at least 12 years with a commencement certification. This credential is accompanied by documentation of the student's skills and strengths and levels of independence in academic, career development, and foundation skills needed for post-school living, learning, and working.
As Dr. Kami mentioned, last year 3 teachers attended a workshop that focused on developing self-determination skills by preparing selected students to run their own IEP meetings. Self-determination gives students at the high school, middle school, and elementary an opportunity to be an active member of their educational career. This year, the program is continuing to grow as we are sending another team of teachers representing the elementary, middle, and high school to attend these workshops and will significantly increase the number of students throughout the district who will work on self-determination curriculum and run their own IEP meetings.
Teachers are expected to teach and students are expected to learn higher level critical thinking. Students with disabilities are expected to meet high academic standards and demonstrate their knowledge and skill via the use of specially designed instruction. An IEP is developed and implemented, which includes annual goals based upon the student's strengths, needs, and present levels of performance. Goals should be aligned with the Common Core state standards and chosen to facilitate the student's attainment of chronological grade-level academic standards. Recommended supports and services are provided within the least restrictive environment to meet a student's needs and to assist the student to be successful in the general education curriculum to meet grade-level standards. Even though a student may not be functioning at grade level in a specific content area, the student should be working toward meeting grade level expectations and receiving grade level content instruction.
Our students are involved in all aspects of the Baldwin school community. They participate on sports teams, operate a school store in the high school cafeteria, and participate in extracurricular activities from elementary to middle to high school. We are inclusive and we are involved. The Special Education Department, most of which are here tonight, has worked vigilantly to keep up with the ever-changing Part 200 regulation, mandates, and all the needs of the students. We strive to be inclusive. We are proud of the program and service options available to the residents of the Baldwin School District and look forward to continue on the path of making educational decisions based on data collected and including our students in all of the wonderful activities offered by the Baldwin School District. We are proud to work for the Baldwin Schools with the support of you, the members of the Board of Education. The continuation of the existing programs and development of future state-of-the-art programs are within our reach. Thank you.
I want to thank all the members of your team and your presentation. It was very thorough. I appreciate the level of detail and of information you gave us. I mean, oftentimes we sit here, we're supposed to have the 30, 40,000 viewpoint, and so we don't run the district. I mean, we approve things, but we don't run the district. So there are things that, we may have questions about when we approve certain things, and this helps give us like context to what we're approving. So I really appreciate it. Were there any questions from any of the members of the board? Mr. Raska, make sure you speak in the mic, please.
Sure. Thanks again for your presentation. I thought it was great. I just have a question for clarification. So students with disabilities, the graduation rate, so that slide showed 2009. Do you have an anticipated rate for, I guess, the next cohort would have ended?
No, that the state data is actually just coming in now
Okay.
with respect to that.
Okay. Do you think it's similar to what it has been in the past in the 76% stuff?
Yeah, I would think it's in that neighborhood, yeah. But that data is just coming out now, actually.
Okay. And the other question, I think it was mentioned RTI meetings. What's RTI?
Response to intervention.
Okay.
Mrs. O'Hagan, you have any questions, comments?
Yes, I just wanted to ask a question about the increase in classification rate. Would you guess that that represents an increase in the number of students with severe disabilities, or is this an increase in the number of children who are receiving services like resource room and things like that to really improve their academic achievement?
I think honestly, it's a combination of both. Yeah, we have new entrants coming in with IEPs. You know, and I do think it's a combination of both. We see them run the gamut of.
So pretty much across the board.
Yeah.
And my other question, and I think you answered it, and now I'm not certain what the answer was. If a child comes into the district and is in an outside placement, does that placement remain until the child is reviewed by the Baldwin CSE?
Yeah. Generally, we'll keep them in that placement because we don't have any information outside of what the other school district gives us, and then we'll review it after a 30-day provisional period to determine what the placement is.
Thank you.
Ms. Rivera, you have any questions? Okay, thanks. One more thing before you guys go. I just want to say how impressed I was. I was at the Dollar Tree one day last week, and I saw some of the students there working in the life skills program. So it's nice to see our students out and about and working. And you know,
I'm glad they were working too.
yeah. Actually, one of the students helped me
Not on
find some
break.
stickers that I was looking for. So again, it was. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
You guys do a
Thank you.
great job. Okay, at this time, we're going to move to comments and reports from the Board of Education. I'm going to start with Mr. Reska. Do you have anything you would like to share, or?
Speak into the mic. I know.